human thesaurus is an intersection between a vast lexicon that best describes our human nature. It's our conversation to highlight people like you and me doing what they do best while equating them to their own synonyms. Hello, dear humanity. Welcome to a very tardy special Season 2 finale of Human Thesaurus. I'm your host / first loathing, Wish Ronquillo Peacock. So, it was August when I dropped the last episode about Ben. As the pandemic still irks our lives have been opening up much more recently this year. And that made me busy like everybody else. Not as an excuse, but it is really something. It's harder to catch people, to make dates for the interview and all of that, especially my friends are around the world. So time zones, they do count, and you have to have a better respect when it comes to time with other people. So that's a massive issue. But at the same time, life is happening everywhere. Interviews are dragging, and you have to understand that everybody's out again and working, and they have lesser time at home too, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you get out of that. But my last episode that I was trying to make was an idea from KK. KK is my friend who was my pilot episode guest. And she wanted to interview me in return to highlight my story for Human Thesaurus. I think it makes sense for you to get to know me that way. But it's hard for me to talk about myself. I love telling stories about all of my experiences in life, and I'm very proud of them. But I think this kind of platform, it makes me feel a little bit more self-indulgent, pompous, vainglorious. It's like a self-promotion. I understand it has some use, but I've been dragging the editing of that episode for a long time. Number one, there are lots of technical issues on the recording. There are lots of echoes, feedbacks coming from KKs. So we have to clean that up. And even my brother helped me to just get it done. He loved the interview. He said it's very genuine and normal, as if two friends are just talking, sitting in a cafe. That's fine. But I keep on listening to it and I don't like it. And I don't think it works. As always, the messaging here is like being truthful to ourselves, being truthful to our own synonyms that we describe ourselves or how others describe us. It's not a pressure even, but it's just not gonna work. The formula won't work, and I needed to be honest with myself. And yes, it took me a few months to figure that out, but here we are. I know I still owe everyone this final episode to close this chapter. It's quite daunting. Yeah, I'm going to own up to it. And being an indie podcaster, even a podcaster in general, it's always a struggle sometimes that you can't go on. You're responsible to really push yourself. You have to push yourself to manage and produce and really put your convictions out there. I really had a massive pause, and I have a lot I've done in the past few months that I wasn't publishing anything. So I think it's best for me to leave myself interviewing and highlighting other people than myself. If I would like to highlight myself, or if someone wants to get to know me, probably guesting from another show with a topic would be better to give a sense of who I am as a person. And a lot will come out. My life has been very, very interesting. So it's not something that I owe anyone, but it would be also wonderful to share that, but in a different kind of platform, not mine. It's just really uncomfortable for me. And this is my attitude. This has been me. It's hard for me to create my own website, promote my own self, make my own proclamation about myself on media, it's hard. If I do it for other people, I'm so fast and more enthusiastic. I like building other people up. It's embedded in me that I could promote other people. But I think it goes to show, I think a lot of people can relate to this, right? Please let me know if you can comment about this. So when I decided not to publish, that's why I'm here. I'm making this final episode. My brother had this funny comment. I'm going to read this to you. He said that, okay, let me open that up. Where is it? He said, oh, my sister has made a lost media. It's an internet mystery. The lost last episode of season 2 of Human Thesaurus. That is so funny for him. We love mystery and we've been watching a lot of crime and murder TV. It's just funny. There's a content there. Probably when I die, it's going to be a posthumous episode because it's really chunky. A lot of details about my life was there. And KK is, KK is a very special interviewer. She doesn't follow rules on how interview goes. She jumps from one timeline to another. And that's what made it very interesting. Oh my gosh, why am I describing it that way? You're going to be more curious about it and I'm going to be pressured editing it, which I don't want to do anymore. It really just doesn't work out. Anyway, why it took this long to seal this season as well, apart from my hesitations, is not just that. There's real life adulting. Since everything is open now and you can travel and you can kind of catch up with all of your adult responsibilities that you have to do that was set aside because you can't really do anything much, you can do now. I did a lot of stuff this past few months. I've been really taking care of my health because going through fertility treatments for a year and a half is really taxing on your body. So I took that time to heal, which actually developed another symptom with me, which I needed to go through surgery. But don't worry, it's fine. I'm okay with needles. I'm very indifferent with them. So I'll be fine after that. And apart from that, I've been going to Manila a lot to see family, friends, and see the market because I'm planning to build a couple of businesses in Manila. It's my mission to give back to my own country where I grew up from because I still love my country and I'm still Filipino by heart. I wanted to build some jobs there, so having some interesting businesses would really make sense for me to do there. So I'm just doing my due diligence, my research, my business plans, what's going to work, what's not. So it's going to be exciting. Hopefully at some point I could share them with you. And also, we got a new cat. We adopted a new cat, and that's really something that I am very obsessed about. Well, that's the words of my husband. I'm obsessed about my cats, but it's really more of changing the dynamics and making sure that everybody feels safe at home. That's very important for a new cat and for our resident cat as well. It's really important for me. If you think that I'm always out, that's not true either. I am busy mostly online and mostly talking to people and researching and all of these things. I do travel a lot, but when I'm at home, I'm at home. I'm still avoiding getting second COVID. It's just a matter of balance. And always at the back of my head is this last season. So it's time for me to record this. And I hope you're entertained a little bit. I'm trying to get more words. I've been learning more Old English words, and they're all funny to me, because some of them are so beautiful and I can't believe that it's out of our everyday language anymore. So I will try to bring them back. And one of the discoveries that I have while Twitter still exists is Susie Dent. I love her to bits with her books and her love for these Old English words that's not being used anymore. I really appreciate her for that. And a lot of people who's into words, who's still keeping grammar alive, real grammar, real spelling. It's really something that's really, really valuable, I think. And even when I say adulting is a non-standard word, but it's a slang. It just makes sense. I love the word. At first, I feel repelled by the word adulting, but I think it's beginning to grow on me, even though it's really a non-standard word. There's like, oh, this is the age to be like this and that, but oh well, adulting is fine. Okay, I hope you're not bored with my rambling, but that's what it all was. I think I owe it to you, and I wanted to keep you as my listeners and hopefully get new listeners as well. Trust me, there are still more very, very interesting friends and acquaintances that I have who owes me an interview because I want you to hear what they have to say, what synonyms are connected to them, and those would really make sense for who they are as people. So now, let's do the more obligatory format of my show. We'll do the closing. From this episode, one of the most important words about life is touchstone. It is a standard or criterion by which something is judged or recognized. It's similar to words, yardstick, benchmark, norm, gauge, indicator, exemplar, pattern, model, litmus test, and guideline. Bertrand Russell, a British mathematician, philosopher, logician, and public intellectual, quoted, "The true spirit of delight, the exaltation, the sense of being more than man, which is the touchstone of the highest excellence, is to be found in mathematics as surely as poetry." End quote. I really like that. There is so much noise in this world while media, specifically social media, is imploding or exploding in front of our eyes. The thing is that we have a choice what to tune out, what to amplify, what to influence, and what to discard. I find the word touchstone compelling because it's a compass to learn how to navigate our convictions in life. It's really, what standard do you have for you to keep yourself sane in this very, very noisy world? You have to forgive yourself by not getting things done or not be so hard on yourself that things are not perfect sometimes. It's just a matter of sussing everything out, and where can you keep your sanity from? Smile a little bit too. We can't be serious all the time. So there, probably you should think about what is the touchstone in your life. Words are potent. It sets the tone in our lives. Consider thinking about your own synonyms as themes for your own existence. You may like to share them with me through my social media or email. Guess what? I'm also at Mastodon now, at wishbliss at ohais.social. By golly, I miss making pods. Thank you so much for listening to the whole second season of Human Thesaurus. It's been extremely wonderful to take my own advice to keep this going, even though I was lackadaisical in the past few months. But here I am closing the second season. I will still keep on going because it was such a memorable having the first 2 seasons this year that I accomplished. I'm extremely beholden sharing with you my brilliant guests with so much stories told to enrich ours. Thank you, Patton, Tanya, Daphne, Brian, Ray, Min, and Ben for being my guests this season. And also, thank you, my dear folks, and I hope that you picked up something with these hearty conversations. Again, please help me to get this pod going by rating it, leaving a comment wherever you get your podcasts from, Well, it's pretty much everywhere. Thank God for Buzzsprout. And also, you can check my website, humanthesaurus.co. That's humanthesaurus.co. And please do share with your friends, family, colleagues, and even to your frenemies or arch enemies. That will be very helpful to help me keep going. I'll take a break because it's Christmas. And I'll start working and producing for my next season. Wow, season 3. Can't you imagine? So, see you again in February 2023. And please, if you still want to follow what I'm doing with my life, you can look for me on Instagram, Mastodon, or Twitter for updates. I'm your host, Wish Ronkia Peacock. Have a fantastic day and Christmas and holidays and Thanksgiving, and thanks for listening.